I've been zoning.
Alright, what's up RG fam? It's your boy Nverted back with this week's Q&A video. We got a few questions from fellow members of Revise. Finna get right into it, get to the top 3 clips, and let's do this. Alright, first question we got coming from Zach the Baptist. Alright, he has a few questions submitted in the Q&A on the Discord server, and his question is RG Discord specific roles. So the example he gave was like YouTuber roles, streamer roles, content creator roles, similar to how the RG competitive side has roles. Like, we still have Beyond Frenzy under the competitive Valorant team role, as well as we have a few players for our COD team that's under the RG COD role. So I see what he's saying. So let me give a little bit of a elaboration up on that. I was thinking how it's going to be addressing like the later video for the weekly update, talking about the future of Revise 2021. But to keep it short and simple, I'm thinking at some point in the future making the RG Discord go public, and that's all I'm going to say here for this video. But when that time comes around for that, that's going to be an opportunity to keep up with tracks of who we have in RG and like what do they do, etc., etc. And a mix of the public people that may potentially end up in the Discord. I don't know how many people would that be, and like how I will take like the necessary precautions of how I would make sure the Discord, like general chat, all that stuff stays key to us to make sure that we're able to do what we do. We're gonna have like roles and stuff to make sure that public people can't just come in and like posting like the streamer promos, YouTube promos, stuff like that. It's gonna be something a little bit more to advertise like what you guys do, as well as the general chat will like just be either it'll be renamed something else for us, or it's gonna be like specifically just for us, and I'll make a new chat for like public. But that's a good question, and yeah, I'm thinking about changing the color, maybe like doing something like special, like blue or something, because I know it'd be a little bland just looking at like the grayed out letters and stuff like that. So we'll get a workaround going for that soon. It is in the near future, not like super close, but just not far out. So that's a good question coming in from him. And we have another question coming from him, and it's the RG policy on dark humor / swearing, and like what we do with that. Like obviously, like we want you all to have fun, we want you guys to be yourselves and things of that nature. But when it comes to dark humor, really my whole thing is like making it a safe place, no derogatory terms and things of that nature. Like I don't really know how to explain it in such a way that everybody will like understand it. But basically you've all probably been by my stream a few times. You probably go watch replays of my own personal stream, and even a few other members. Like swearing's not a big deal. The swearing thing was more so of a talking point of like social posts, things like that. Like recently we haven't been like reaching out to like try to get new sponsors and stuff like that, but that more so is like a precaution like set to make sure that we look good in the eyes of like our sponsors and stuff like that, and then those that we get in the future. Everyone wants to do business with like good people, so to speak. But when it comes to like your own personal streams and stuff like that, YouTube videos, etc., it's you swear. It's just that I wouldn't say no N-bombs with like some like the hard R or something like that, or anything that would like offend. If you really think that someone would like take offense at something that you were saying, like example, like I said, like a derogatory term or something like that, maybe quote unquote hate speech or things like that, like that's the things that we want to avoid like doing. But other than that, like swearing, joking around, dark humor, things of that nature is perfectly fine. I mean, don't be in here talking about nobody dead family members or anything like that. or like their livelihoods or things like that. I mean, unless it's like everybody got their own IRL friends or like personal gaming friends that they're used to playing with, and maybe you guys talk somewhat like that or things like that. But if you feel like it would offend like a viewer or anyone in RG or things like that, I would just say like try to avoid saying that. I don't want people to change like who they are, because in RG, you know how we get down. You come as you are, and be yourself, and like we're trying to make content and stuff out here. But other than that, like I see where you said like the policy change. It wasn't more of a change. It was more of a update from like the last one. Like you see, like we got new logos and headers and stuff like that. So it was just kind of like a revamp, so to speak. But I feel like that should answer it. If you have any confusion about that, feel free to privately DM me or use the general chat, Twitter, anything like that, and we can go a little bit more in depth on that. But that's also a good question coming from Zach the Baptist. And we got our second person asking the question, and that person is Living Inferno. And this is a personal question towards me. He asks, what games am I interested in that are still being developed? All right, so games that I'm still interested in that's still being developed is, I don't know if many people have heard of like Anthem. Like it came out last year, and technically it was a flop. It just fell on its head. Wasn't enough content in the game. The gameplay loop was real repetitive and stuff like that. So they stopped doing updates mid into the game to essentially like remake the game. So for the newer gen consoles and PC, like having stability fixes and stuff like that, new engines, all those sort of things. That's what I'm real interested in, waiting to see come out. It's like updates every other week or so, every other month, like showing progress of the games. And like, I'm real excited about the future of what that game could be, because I probably synced about 600 hours up in it a while ago. So I'm really hoping that it do come back and it actually be a popular game, because I saw the potential in it. But another game that I'm interested in seeing is Halo Infinite, because the Halo scene isn't what it used to be. I want to have a competitive team for Halo. I want to experience what newer Halo would be like. So that's another game that I can't really get too in depth about. I'm a multiplayer guy, so the multiplayer has to be good. It has to be enjoyable. The gunplay has to be nice. Things like that. I enjoy customization. I want to, even though it's a first-person shooter, I enjoy seeing like nice character skins and stuff like that. Whether I'm looking at another player or another player is looking at me. Maybe the story mode. Halo usually has a nice story mode, excluding Halo 5, I think. I heard a lot of people say they didn't like the story mode for it. It didn't make sense. I never personally played Halo 5, but I heard the multiplayer is pretty good. So just hoping that Halo Infinite multiplayer be nice. The guns in the game be unique, have nice sounds, and gunplay is pretty well. But that comes out, I think, next fall. So looking forward to seeing what that's going to be all about, and can't wait to see what it'll be. And like I said, I want to have a competitive team for Halo in the future. So if anybody out there that's a nice Halo player and think they can compete with the big guys, hey, we can make something happen. And the last and final question coming from Steve 25D, and that's a guy that's on the RG COD team. Well, at least used to be. But he's still on RG, man. Man, we love Steve here. He's a pretty awesome guy. But question coming from him is, what happened to Nverted? I don't know what happened to Nverted. So with that being said, Nverted, wherever you are, wherever you're doing, what's going on. I mean, hey, you're still my boy at the end of the day. I don't know what happened with the team and stuff like that to like 100% T. I haven't heard your side of the story or anything like that, but you're always welcome here at RG, man, and hopefully the best for you, like whatever you're doing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for this week's Q&A. You know where to do the Q&A submissions. We do it on Discord. Make posts on Twitter for you to submit your questions for the next week's Q&A. That one should be coming up really soon. But the thing about Discord is you can post your questions in there anytime you want. So just look forward to like the Discord, posting questions up in there, and I'll make sure that I get around to them during the next Q&A video. But for right now, we're gonna hit you guys with the top 3 plays of the week, and hope you enjoy. Hope you check out the winners' channels. Hope you all enjoy.
One shot. He's dead. So one more. Nice, bro.
Is there smoke again? What the fuck is going on?
There's gotta be a smoke challenge or something going on, right? Like, fuck out of here, you trash.
Little toasty on my butt. Oh, fuck. Drew said I just spawned.
Lino, you don't lay down when you get fire?
Oh! No, it was just a one-shot, dude, but...
Oh, there it is. Line it up, Lino. Line it up, bro. Line it up.